Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And it looks like Disney-Pixar is going to have another flop incoming. It looks like Elio is not going to do very well. It's tracking below Lightyear. And this is a movie that reportedly cost $300 million to make.
Yeah.
According to World of Real, I think was the first outlet to report that because of the not reshoots, but they had to rework this film massively.
Yeah, like it was announced. Then they said because of the strikes that they had to delay it because it was originally supposed to be spring of last year and they delayed it clear till summer this year. And originally it was supposed to be on the same weekend as How to Train Your Dragon, so they pushed it back a week. So they must have known it was going to not do well because they even pitted it against How to Train Your Dragon, which wasn't smart. And, you know, they had to do a lot of changes to it because what they showed initially and to what it is now are completely different. I guess half the creative team got gone. The director got gone. They added Zoe Saldana in it because they had originally had America Ferrera and all this stuff. So they changed it drastically from what they introduced it as to what it is now. So
yeah. And the timing is not good either. It's coming out like a week after How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah. It was originally supposed to go on the same day and Disney pushed it back a week.
I don't think that week is going to make a difference. How to Train Your Dragon is tracking to be pretty huge, and I think that's a movie that if it's good, if the word of mouth is good or even decent, it'll have legs for a couple of weeks, and families will probably pick that over this.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that. Might be some dismal Disney news. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, you'll get a woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
This video brought to you by Orcs Are A-Holes.
Yes, Neon's been working on this for a while.
That's kind
We're still working on the book too, don't worry.
Yeah, we're still working on the book. We got a lot of things going on, but this is just a pin set. This is Orcs Are A-Holes. We got very rude orcs doing very rude things. Go to badorcs.com. We just launched this like an hour ago, so check it out, please. Thank you very much for that. That's badorcs.com. So let's go to the article on piratesandprincesses.net. Walk me through what's going on with Elio.
Well, I think it's Elio. But
is it Elio?
I keep saying Elio too, but I think it's Elio.
Because I'm thinking like Elio's Pizza.
I know, probably. It's Elio. But yeah, it is not tracking great, guys. It's tracking between 35 to 45 million, depending where you ask or where you look, for opening weekend. I saw some numbers putting it, I think the whole run is going to do like 300 million globally. And that'd be very bad because the budget is really high. So where it's opening now, if it opens where they're saying, it's going to be less than Lightyear.
Ouch. Yeah, and this is their most expensive movie to date, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's not good.
If the budget is correct.
If it's correct.
It likely is because they did do a lot of changes.
Yeah, it looks very different from the movie that they pitched before. Now, this one or that they were promoting before, I'm looking at this and I'm seeing Home from DreamWorks. Yeah. And that was also a bomb. I mean, I don't think it was a terrible movie, but it just looks very similar.
Seems like Strange World 2.0 to me.
Yeah.
And the people are like, well, okay, again, there's original things, you need to support it. And it's like, but you have original things like, Coco. And then you have this. And it's like they're very different. The one looks significantly better than the other. Again, people I think are going to be hesitant to go because one, How to Train Your Dragon is in the theaters. And they know what that is. Yeah. And two, Disney's kind of got a reputation as of late because they put out like Strange World, Lightyear, and different things that didn't do well because people worried about agenda and stuff. And I don't know if it's not a sequel, if people are, and it's what they expect, if people are going to go to something new from Disney, where before they used to always go. Now I don't know if they're going to show up.
It's interesting because Elemental eventually did turn a profit, but it took a long time. It took a long time for people to realize the movie was actually pretty okay. And then they had to depend on that international audience too.
Was it Incredibles 3 that they just announced the director for that, same person from Elemental?
Yeah, I was actually going to bring that up. So here's the thing. It's Peter Sohn, who is going to be taking over for Brad Bird. Brad Bird apparently is still going to write it, but he's not going to direct it. Brad Bird's actually doing stuff with Skydance now, which is interesting. Mm-hmm. So Pixar, I forget what it was. They said that they were going to have like one new franchise or try to launch a new franchise for every like 2 or 3 sequels. And
Right.
that's all
It's
we're
like,
getting now are Toy Story 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
it's
7.
like 5 this time, and then Frozen 3,
Frozen 3,
Incredibles
Incredibles
3,
3.
Cars 4. That's what we're getting now. And it's because those are performing at the box office. And I still think it's because people know what they're getting with those. Where it's something new, they keep making these missteps like Strange World. And I think this one, Elio looks like Strange World to me. And I don't think it's going to do well. And you did it to yourselves because every time you put something new out, it's been kind of sucky. You did really well up to Encanto. And then it was like, after that, no.
Yeah, people don't trust the Disney brand. They don't trust the Pixar brand anymore. It's not a guarantee. Like when you go to the theater and you see the opening credits, you see that Disney castle or you see that Pixar lamp. It's no guarantee of quality anymore.
Then plus Pixar was relegated to Disney Plus for the longest time too. So people might be thinking they didn't trust them enough to go to the box office. And I think some of those other movies would have done better than what this one looks like it will do. But it is what it is.
Yeah. So, and again, we talked about the cost of these movies. So if the movie wasn't $300 million, it'd be a lot. $300 million, that is a Marvel movie.
I know. And I think it's because they kept pushing it and then they had to change it. But it's not going to open that great. And I have above it like some of the different openings that's comparable to. The closest thing they can combine it to like is The Good Dinosaur or the first Toy Story.
Well, okay, so The Good Dinosaur was considered a misfire for Pixar. And Toy Story, they were an unproven brand. It was like, wait, the only thing that got people in the theaters, my opinion, the novelty of it being 3D, people didn't know what to expect. Tom Hanks and Tim Allen, who were huge in the 90s, and then the Disney name.
Right.
They distributed it. Back then they owned Pixar, but they did distribute Pixar movies.
But and then the other thing I think was Elemental came in under what they're estimating for this one, but Elemental went on to do better as it stayed in theaters the whole summer. So it is possible if this one doesn't do great at launch, if it's a good one, word of mouth might take it for the summer, or it might do really well overseas, which Elemental did. It's also possible that'll happen. But a lot of people I've seen on different message boards were like, I didn't even know this was coming out. Until I went to see Lilo and Stitch and saw the commercial for it, I didn't even hear of it. Yeah. I see that over and over again. People didn't even know what it was or that it was coming.
Again, to me, it just looks like home, and that was a misfire. And I don't know. Cause I mean, if you've got a family and the kids love the How to Train Your Dragon animated movies and you give them a choice, do you want to go see How to Train Your Dragon in live action, or do you want to go see this Elio thing? Guess what they're probably going to pick.
Mm-hmm. And it's sad because, on one hand, you want to support new things so we get more new things because we all want new stuff. But the flip side is the new stuff they give us doesn't look that great.
People look, it's expensive to go to theaters now. And I mean, this is like a chicken or egg thing because people want new things, but these movies cost so much now and there's so much on the line that they keep giving us old stuff because it's tried and true.
Well, I'm sorry, 300 million is excessive.
That is excessive. I mean,
true, that's excessive.
If it's true. And that's the thing. The only source I can find, the original source would be World of Real, which usually is pretty accurate. But I looked at this and I'm thinking like Scholastic graphic novel or something. You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't really, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks okay, but this looks like something that you would watch on Netflix.
Yeah, that's what it reminds me of. Like same with Strange World, and Strange World didn't do well. I don't know how this is going to do either.
Yeah,
I don't think it's going to do great.
How to Train Your Dragon, I think they're massively underestimating how big this movie is going to be. People are saying, "Oh yeah, 67 to 77 million domestic."
Way more than that.
We're already trying to find tickets for the very first showing on Thursday, and they're almost sold out.
Yeah. Now, I again, they weren't. To be fair, they were only running it like half as many times as Lilo and Stitch, so there's that too.
Yeah. But I think it's going to be huge. People that have seen it so far said it's going to be really good. And I mean, they're really going all in on the How to Train Your Dragon. They just opened a new land in Universal. And that is an evergreen franchise. Like How to Train Your Dragon never stopped like being relevant. Right. And I think it's going to hit the same nostalgia beat that Lilo and Stitch did. Hopefully it's better than Lilo and Stitch. I mean, Lilo and Stitch was competent, but it wasn't fantastic. Hopefully this one's actually really good. But again, it's just going to incentivize these studios to just keep making the same movies over and over again, you know? And this one's only what, like 15 years old? It's not even that old.
Yeah, I'm seeing here. They're saying they're expecting it 65 to 75 million domestically, 175 to 185 million globally for How to Train Your Dragon.
I think it's going to do bigger than that. I think How to Train Your Dragon is... I mean, I would have to look at the numbers, but just off the top of my head, I'm thinking it's probably like the biggest or most popular DreamWorks franchise currently.
Well, I don't know.
Shrek was, but Shrek kind of.
I know Minions and stuff are really big.
Oh yeah, Minion. I keep forgetting. They're Illumination though, so
well, that's true.
It's all same thing though, right? It's all the same company, but I don't know. I think it's gonna be big. I think it's gonna be huge if it's good. I mean, even if it's not good, people are going to go see it. But yeah, I mean, this one's definitely shaping up to be a huge disaster for them. So,
well, changing the date and putting it around How to Train Your Dragon was epically stupid. The only time I see them do this, which they did it with like Snow White and stuff, is when you want to bury it.
Yeah, I really feel like last year and this year, they're flushing, Disney especially, they're flushing projects they greenlit that they have like massive regret about greenlighting. And this one might have been okay for like a direct to Disney Plus, you know, series or something, but you know, not theatrical, not for 300 million. I would have been at that point, I would have been like, okay, we already sunk $150 million into this damn movie and we know we're not going to make that much on it. Just dump it in the theaters and whatever happens. Cause we cannot justify spending another $150 million to try to fix it when the returns on that are going to be minimal.
I know.
Right?
I don't know. I might go see it just because I want to see so I can review it. But I honestly would not normally go to see this one.
I want to know what happened to this kid's eye, because in some scenes he has two eyes and in other scenes he's got one eye. Now people think that maybe it's because I remember I had a couple of kids I went to school with, they had a patch on one eye to try to train the eye that the vision's not as good in the one eye. And I forget what they call it medical terminology or whatever, but like the vision in the one eye wasn't very good. So they put the patch on one eye to try to strengthen the other eye. Or if like some kid like gouged his eye out with a popsicle stick.
Or maybe he just wants to do a night raid like a pirate. So he's making sure his one eye can see in the dark.
I don't know. Anyway, there it is. Another box office flop incoming, I'm sure. And then people always, this is what gets me too. Like if this movie actually fails miserably at the box office, they're gonna be like, you just hate everything. It's like, no, look, two things can be true. The movie might actually be good, but there's a difference between a movie being objectively good, objectively bad, and being a box office success. Numbers don't lie.
Well, that
right?
would mean that people at large, the public at large, because, you know, contrary to what some people think, not everybody listens to us. The public at large didn't care. Or in this case, I think a lot of them just didn't know about it.
People said they haven't seen a single trailer for it, single commercial for it. I mean, again, that does remind me of Strange World. They did not, because they knew it wasn't going to get a return. So they're like, just dump it in the theater. And this could be another one where they're like, yeah, this one, when we greenlit it, we're kind of thinking like Disney Plus or something. And now
$300 million.
$300 million for a Pixar cartoon that nobody's going to watch. I mean, unless it's the best damn thing ever, but like...
Even then, the word of mouth would have to be really strong, really wide, like it was Elemental, to even remotely push it.
Yeah.
To break even. Because if the budget is, if it's true, and the budget's $300 million, because, you know, it could be an exaggeration. It could be like $200 million or something. Still kind of high. But if it's $300 million, you're talking at least like, you know, $600 million break even. And that's not going to happen with this movie. There's no way.
Hell no. I mean, I'm sorry. They're not, especially after Inside Out 2, they're going to be like, hey, we can just make sequels to all this other stuff and just like print money. Like, you know, let's flush it, be done with it, get in it, and then move on to Incredibles 3, because that one's going to make money.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're going to wrap it up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Go to badorks.com. Check out that campaign. We'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.